The scriptures teach that it was necessary for Yahusha, the Messiah, to go to the Father before the set-apart Spirit would be sent. What is the true context of his teaching concerning the new covenant role of the set-apart Spirit? After his death, resurrection, ascension, and exaltation, the true meaning of why Yahusha said he must go to the Father before the set-apart Spirit would be sent. The true scriptural context is not that the set-apart Spirit did not exist before. The Spirit of Yahweh has been active since the beginning of creation. This video is for reference purposes only. I highly encourage everyone to read the scriptures and the apostolic writings for much better understanding. What changed was the covenant administration and the mission of the set-apart Spirit after Yahusha completed his redemptive work. The Spirit of Yahweh was always present. Genesis 1 verse 2, "And the earth came to be formless and empty, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of Elohim was moving on the face of the waters." Psalm 51 verse 11. "Do not cast me away from your presence, and do not take your set-apart Spirit from me." Isaiah 63 verse 10 to 11. "But they rebelled and grieved his set-apart Spirit, so he turned against them as an enemy, and he fought against them. Then he remembered the days of old Moshe, his people. Where is he who brought them up out of the sea with the shepherd of his flock? Where is he who put his set-apart Spirit within him?" Numbers 11 verse 25. "And Yahweh came down in the cloud and spoke to him, and took of the Spirit that was upon him, and placed the same upon the 70 elders. And it came to be, when the Spirit rested upon them, that they prophesied, but did not continue." Judges 3 verse 10. "And the Spirit of Yahweh came upon him, and he ruled Yasharel, and went out to battle. And Yahweh gave into his hand Cushan-Rishathaim, sovereign of Aram-Naharaim, and his hand prevailed over Cushan-Rishathaim." Judges 6 verse 34. "Then the Spirit of Yahuwah came upon Gideon, and he blew the Shofar, and the Abiezerites gathered behind him." 1 Samuel 16 verse 13. "And Shemuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brothers. And the Spirit of Yahuwah came upon David from that day and onwards. And Shemuel arose and went to Ramah." These verses show the set-apart Spirit was already working, but usually upon select individuals for specific purposes. Yahuwah promised a new covenant. The prophets foretold a time when the Spirit would dwell with his people in a new way. Jeremiah 31 verse 31 verse 34. "See, the days are coming, declares Yahuwah, when I shall make a renewed covenant with the house of Yasharal and with the house of Yahudah, not like the covenant I made with their fathers in the day when I strengthened their hand to bring them out of the land of Mitzrayim. My covenant which they broke, though I was a husband to them, declares Yahuwah. For this is the covenant I shall make with the house of Yasharal after those days, declares Yahuwah. I shall put my Torah in their inward parts, and write it on their hearts, and I shall be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. And no longer shall they teach, each one his neighbor, and each one his brother, saying, Know Yahuwah, for they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them, declares Yahweh. For I shall forgive their crookedness, and remember their sin no more." The Torah was not abolished, it was written upon the heart. Ezekiel 36 verse 26 to 27. "And I shall give you a new heart, and put a new spirit within you. And I shall take the heart of stone out of your flesh, and I shall give you a heart of flesh, and put my spirit within you. And I shall cause you to walk in my laws, and guard my right rulings, and shall do them." The purpose of the set-apart Spirit is to empower obedience to Yahweh, not to remove his Torah. Joel 2 verse 28 to 29. "And after this it shall be that I pour out my Spirit on all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men dream dreams, your young men see visions. And also on the male servants and on the female servants I shall pour out my Spirit in those days." This prophecy was fulfilled after Yahusha's ascension. Why did Yahusha have to go to the Father? John 16 verse 7. "But I say the truth to you, it is better for you that I go away. For if I do not go away, the Helper shall not come to you at all. But if I go, I shall send him to you." This does not mean the set-apart Spirit could not exist until then. It means the new covenant ministry of the set-apart Spirit could not begin until Yahusha finished his mission. Yahusha first had to complete his work. Yahusha had to fulfill the Torah perfectly, offer himself as the perfect atoning sacrifice, rise from the dead, ascend to the Father, be exalted at the right hand of Yahuwah, and receive all authority. Matthew 28 verse 18. "And Yahweh came up and spoke to them, saying, All authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth." Only after this could he pour out the promised Spirit. Yahusha entered the heavenly set-apart place. Hebrews 9, verse 11 to 15. But Messiah, having become a high priest of the coming good matters, through the greater and more perfect tent not made with hands, that is, not of this creation, entered into the most set-apart place once for all, not with the blood of goats and calves, but with his own blood, having obtained everlasting redemption. For if the blood of bulls and goats and the ashes of a heifer, sprinkling the defiled, sets apart for the cleansing of the flesh, how much more shall the blood of the Messiah, who through the everlasting Spirit offered himself unblemished to Elohim, cleanse your conscience from dead works to serve the living Elohim? Until this was complete, the full covenant blessings could not be given. Yahusha had to be glorified first. John 7, verse 37 to 39. And on the last day, the great day of the festival, Yahusha stood and cried out, saying, "If anyone thirsts, let him come to me, and let him who believes in me drink. As the scripture said, out of his innermost shall flow rivers of living water." And this he said concerning the Spirit, which those believing in him were about to receive. For the set-apart Spirit was not yet given, because Yahusha was not yet esteemed. This does not say the set-apart Spirit did not exist. It says the promised outpouring had not yet occurred because Yahusha had not yet been glorified. After ascending, Yahusha received the promise from the Father. Acts 2, verse 32 to 33. Elohim has raised up this Yahusha, of which we are all witnesses. Therefore, having been exalted to the right hand of Elohim, and having received from the Father the promise of the set-apart Spirit, he poured out this which you now see and hear. This is the order: death, resurrection, ascension, exaltation, outpouring of the Spirit. The Spirit now dwells continually. Before, the Spirit often came upon people for a time. Under the new covenant, the Spirit dwells within those who belong to Yahusha. John 14, verse 16 to 17. And I shall ask the Father, and he shall give you another helper to stay with you forever, the Spirit of the truth, whom the world is unable to receive because it does not see him or know him. But you know him, for he stays with you and shall be in you. The change is from with you to in you. The Spirit reminds believers of Yahusha's words. John 14, verse 26. But the Helper, the set-apart Spirit, whom the Father shall send in my name, he shall teach you all, and remind you of all that I said to you. The Spirit does not speak a different message. He brings to remembrance the words of Yahusha. The Spirit guides into truth. John 16, verse 13 to 15. But when he comes, the Spirit of the truth, he shall guide you into all the truth. For he shall not speak from himself, but whatever he hears he shall speak, and he shall announce to you what is to come. He shall esteem me, for he shall take of what is mine and announce it to you. All that the Father has is mine. That is why I said that he takes from what is mine and announces it to you. The Spirit never leads people away from Yahusha or Yahuwah's Torah. He magnifies Yahusha. The Spirit empowers the disciples. Acts 1, verse 4, verse 8. And meeting with them, he commanded them not to leave Yerushalayim, but to wait for the promise of the Father, which you have heard from me. Because Yohanan truly immersed in water, but you shall be immersed in the set-apart Spirit not many days from now. So when they had come together, they asked him, saying, Master, would you at this time restore the rain to Yasharal? The power was for proclaiming the good news, enduring persecution, living a set-apart life, building up the assembly, and serving Yahuwah in Pentecost or Fest of Shavuot. Acts 2, verse 1 to 4. And when the day of the festival of Shavuot had come, they were all with one mind in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from the heaven, as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared to them divided tongues, as of fire, and settled on each one of them. And they were all filled with the set-apart Spirit, and began to speak with other tongues, as the Spirit gave them to speak. This was the inauguration of the new covenant promise. The Spirit writes the Torah upon the heart. The new covenant does not remove Yahuwah's instruction. It enables obedience from the heart. Romans 8, verse 3 to 4. For the Torah being powerless, in that it was weak through the flesh, Elohim, having sent his own Son in the likeness of flesh of sin, and concerning sin, condemned sin in the flesh, so that the righteousness of the Torah should be completed in us, who do not walk according to the flesh, but according to the Spirit. Galatians 5, verse 16. And I say, walk in the Spirit, and you shall not accomplish the lust of the flesh. The Spirit and the Torah are not opposites. The Spirit empowers the life that Yahuwah desires. The Spirit is the guarantee of the inheritance. Ephesians 1 verse 13 to 14, in whom you also, having heard the word of the truth, the good news of your deliverance, in whom also, having believed, you were sealed with the set-apart Spirit of promise, who is the pledge of our inheritance, until the redemption of the purchased possession, to the praise of his esteem. The central scriptural truth is that Yahusha did not teach that the set-apart Ruach was new, but that his new covenant ministry of indwelling, empowering, and testifying through the disciples could only begin after Yahusha had completed his earthly mission, ascended to the Father, and been exalted. This fulfilled the promises given through Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and Joel, so that Yahuwah's people would have his Torah written on their hearts and his Spirit within them. Thank you for watching, and see you on my next video. May Yahuwah barak us and guides us. Shalom, and have a great Yom.